The rusted, faded welcome to Point Pleasant sign seemed to sag under the weight of the town's secrets. As my car rumbled onto the pothole-scarred main street, a chill wind whipped through the skeletal branches of a sycamore tree, rattling its brittle leaves like 1,000 whispers. Even the midday sun struggled to pierce the thick veil of Appalachian mist that draped the valley, casting long, distorted shadows across the town. Point Pleasant, West Virginia, was not a place of vibrant life, but rather a place steeped in an eerie stillness, a town where the whispers of the past resonated with an unsettling clarity. It was here, in 1966, that the legend of the Mothman took flight, a creature so uncanny, so terrifyingly real, that it became a focal point of folklore and a touchstone. I had come to Point Pleasant seeking the truth behind the Mothman legend, driven by a morbid fascination and a desire to understand how a creature so fantastical could grip the hearts and minds of an entire community. The first sightings of the Mothman were reported by 5 young men, their accounts echoing with a sense of chilling awe. They described a creature with a wingspan that stretched across the entire road, its body a dark humanoid silhouette against the star-streaked sky. Its eyes, however, were the most unnerving 2 glowing orbs of red light, like malevolent beacons piercing the darkness. As more people came forward with sightings, the legend grew, becoming an inextricable part of the town's fabric. Local businesses capitalized on the phenomenon, selling Mothman souvenirs and offering tours to alleged hotspots. Even the local newspaper, the Point Pleasant Register, ran articles about the creature, fueling the frenzy of speculation and fear. I spent days wandering the town's dusty streets, feeling the weight of the Mothman's legacy settle upon me. I visited the site of the old TNT factory, where many believed the creature had first been seen, and the infamous Silver Bridge, which tragically collapsed in 1967, just months after the Mothman sightings peaked. As I talked to locals, I found their stories were as varied as their personalities. Some dismissed the Mothman as mere folklore, a product of a town struggling to cope with the uncertainties of life in the hollows. Others, however, spoke of the Mothman with a reverence that bordered on worship, claiming it was a harbinger of bad luck, a warning sign sent to prepare them for impending tragedy. One evening, as the sun dipped below the treetops, casting the town in an ominous twilight, I found myself at the edge of a dense forest. The trees sound of hidden sentinels guarding a hidden secret. The air hung heavy with the smell of damp earth and pine needles, and the only sound was the rustling of leaves, like whispers carried on the wind. I felt a prickling sensation at the back of my neck, an unnerving sense that I was being watched. In that moment, the legend of the Mothman felt less like a story and more like a tangible presence, a creature lurking in the shadows, waiting to be seen. I realized that the Mothman wasn't just a product of imagination. It was a reflection of the town itself, a representation of its fears, its anxieties, and its yearning for the extraordinary. Leaving Point Pleasant, I felt a sense of unease mixed with a strange exhilaration. The Mothman legend had taken root in my mind, leaving a permanent mark on my perception of the world. I had come seeking answers, but I left with more questions than I arrived with. Creature myth.